Proudly broadcasting Richard Philip Cavallero Studio.
WRHU.
Hempstead.
You've discovered.
A cornerstone of the Lawrence Herbert School of Communication.
WRHU.
Hello, screeners. We're back again.
You're listening to The Screening Room on 88.7 FM Radio Hofstra University.
All right, Mr. DeMille, I'm ready for my close-up.
Say hello to my little friend.
Join us as we talk about all things pop culture,
Hollywood news,
And entertainment.
We're also feeling we're not in Kansas anymore.
screeners buckle up.
and enjoy the show.
Welcome to the Screening Room on WRHU. I am your host, Michael Albrecht, joined by my co-host, Ayal Sir. Also in studio is Michael Ventris.
On today's show, we're discussing shifts in Ted Lasso Season 4, the trailer for Pixar's latest film, Elio, and the latest in entertainment news.
For more on our show, follow us on Instagram at Screening Room WRHU. Welcome to the show, everyone.
Hey!
I'm so happy to have you both here with me. I hope you're all doing great, and I hope you all had a great spring break.
Such a great spring break.
I had a chilly one, but
I was out of the country.
Yeah, no,
I was essentially out of the state or out of the country. It wasn't. It was in Potsdam, New York.
Well, then that's not...
yeah,
Catherine's not listening to this. I know she isn't. But Potsdam, New York is basically Canada. They have Canadian flags in the town because they're so close and they have so many Canadian residents. Anyway, let's start with, as always, what are we watching, guys? What have you been watching?
I've actually been watching 3 separate shows that I'm having trouble keeping track of. It's Reacher on Amazon, and both on Max, it's Game of Thrones and The Righteous Gemstones.
I love Game of Thrones. And I've been seeing a lot of Righteous... It's been coming a lot on my TikTok feed.
Oh, wow. A little less so for me. My mother actually kind of forced me to watch it years ago, and then I rewatched it on my own. And I'm really enjoying it, though. I'm only on the first season of like all the shows I mentioned, but like I'm enjoying all of them.
Good. And Game of Thrones is one of the greatest shows of all time.
People keep saying like, give it 2 episodes. I gave it 2 episodes. I'm hooked.
Yeah, it's amazing. I love that show. Just wait until you get deeper. I watched that show senior year of high school and a little bit freshman year of college, and it's so good. That show does a really good job of character arcs and making you love a character, and then taking it away from you.
Right. No spoilers.
So I'm not spoiling it. I'm just saying. I've been watching the same old. We watched a little more Ghosts. Great show on CBS. Watching.
I mean to watch.
It's a good show.
That's a show I keep seeing on my TikTok feed.
Yes.
Recently, the recent episode,
here.
like the St. Patrick's episode where Hetty was able to be visible, all that stuff.
Oh, is that her ghost power?
On specifically St. Patrick's Day, because now she's Irish or something. I don't know.
That's hilarious. I didn't know that. I was not like I'm on season 2. Because it's so funny when they're like, when she thinks her ghost power is like sending people to hell.
I saw that.
It's like, is that my power? Sending people to Hades? No, that's a great show. I do love that show. I've also been watching What We Do in the Shadows, another great show.
Yeah.
And I've been watching a lot of TikTok, and recently on my TikTok, I've been back on Theater Talk. Okay. So I've been rediscovering my theater roots from high school, listening to Newsies again, one of my favorite musicals of all time. Everybody, go watch The Pro Shoot on Disney Plus because it's
I've been seeing
so
a lot of like Beetlejuice clips.
Yes,
like,
me too.
Like, with Alex Brightman too. It's freaking hilarious.
It's like just like the lines that he has. It's so funny. There's funny.
This is one where it's like a blooper if he accidentally drops a prop down like one of the holes and has.
I saw that one. Yeah.
Yeah, and then he holds out like the same prop and like, replacement! Whoa!
Yeah, he's so funny. He's so funny.
Great.
Yeah. He's so funny.
He's great.
I was thinking about like my dream Broadway cast, and I realized it's just the cast of Has Been Hotel. So that was funny. But yeah,
that's fair.
TikTok. I've been on a lot of theater TikTok recently.
Well,
but I've been getting Righteous Gemstones too, and I want to watch it. I've been getting that Misbehavin' song a lot.
It's catchy, and Walter Goggins, weirdly a good singer. Honestly.
I'm kind of into him. Like I've been not like that, but I
okay, Mike.
Shut up. He's been coming up on my YouTube a lot, and so I've watched like his stuff with like AD and that other channel that does like these are the 10 things I can't live without. And yeah, I'm really into it. He's a very cool guy.
No, he
I've kind of
is.
realized I was like, why is this guy like kind of awesome?
I mostly know him for like being the voice of Cecil in Invincible.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
like that's kind of where I first got introduced to him, and like which is weird because he's in a lot of places.
Like
actually.
Hateful Eight. and-
Yeah.
Mike, you been
Yes.
watching anything good?
So there's this one anime from like 20ish years ago called Ghost Stories.
Oh.
And then so basically, in the original Japanese, it's like regular
No.
dialogue. However,
In the dub, right?
yeah,
It's like.
yeah. However, with the English translation, I don't think they knew what they were getting into, and it's very like unhinged dialogue with the English
No, it's
translations.
very crude.
Yeah.
I can't repeat any of that.
No, no,
Please,
no,
jokes.
please don't.
No, I
We're a
won't.
family-friendly show, y'all.
Family friend.
Yeah,
sure.
Yeah, but it's very like unhinged dialogue, and
Yeah.
it's like hilarious.
No, it's great. I've seen some of the. I haven't actually watched the Ghost Stories English translation.
Yeah,
I should if I just want to like have a good laugh.
yeah, no, there's this one character where it's this little kid, and then every now and then they just purposely like utter like gibberish, like they just utter like.
If you ever want to make me laugh, just like utter
Yeah.
gibberish, and I'm just gonna be laughing like a little kid.
Yeah, exactly. There's that. There's a girl who's obsessed with like Jesus, and then
Is
there's
this, you said this is animated? Or
Yeah,
anime?
It's anime, yeah.
it's called
Yeah.
Ghost Stories.
Yeah.
You know they're doing kind of off topic, but I saw the Anaheim Ducks are doing an anime night
Where?
in Anaheim,
Where's Anaheim?
in California,
Oh,
That's
yeah.
where that's where I'm from originally.
Southern California.
Okay.
I just found that out actually.
Really?
I mean,
Yeah,
I mean,
I don't know why. I don't know why I thought you were like from there. Probably because
Well,
everybody at Hofstra is from the Northeast.
Well, okay.
Yeah.
Also, little side tangent. I was in California until I graduated high school. My entire family moved to Brooklyn, and I've been here ever since.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
yeah,
So you get a little taste of both coasts.
Yeah.
It's fun. Yeah,
I know.
I just thought that was a
yeah.
fun little thing.
Yeah, no. California has a big like culture with it.
Yeah, we're California dreaming. That was stupid.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah, a little bit. I was like,
I hear all the leaves are brown. Sorry,
yeah, no. Oh my God.
I'm on one today.
I just got that. But what you call it? Actually, at a work, I was making like jokes about like what's like this and like what's like that. Like I joke like, oh, like what's a VHS tape? Like
You
joking.
as an audiovisual technician asking what a VHS tape is.
Yes,
kinda
that's the
hilarious.
joke.
I,
Yeah.
I grew up on
Yeah.
those.
No, exactly. And then I forget what the last one was, but like
What's a CD?
no.
Do you know we're like the last generation to like really know CDs?
Oh, gosh,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
concerning.
I know, right? Is
Yeah.
that crazy?
And then so a little bit, but like with the last thing I asked, like our boss thought I was joking, but I wasn't. Like I forget what it was, but like I just genuinely didn't know like what it was, but
That's a little. I don't know what it is, but I can only imagine. And that's a little concerning.
Oh,
Has
yeah.
anybody else been watching anything good? Anything cool?
Just I've been rewatching like what is it? Brooklyn Nine-Nine again. Just it's my,
Yeah,
it's my,
I want
it's my
to
comfort
start
show.
that. I really want to
You
start
haven't
that.
started it?
No, because I wonder. I hope everybody else in the world who's listening, and you two have this experience of I will start a show, and then like after a season, start another show while I'm still watching that. I am still watching The West Wing.
Oh no.
Okay.
I'm watching both Ghosts and What We Do in the Shadows. I have to watch the new Daredevil,
Oh,
which I was gonna watch. I was gonna watch
I also
on my
was gonna
way
watch.
home. on the long bus ride and train ride home. By the way,
But-
everybody take Amtrak. The Amtrak is so nice.
Oh yeah, it really is.
It's expensive though.
It's
I-
expensive,
no,
but it's worth it.
I once took it from
It's
New
so
York
nice.
to-
You have so much legroom. It is so much better than a bus. Than
Mm-hmm.
Trailway is awful.
Yeah, that makes
anyway,
sense. I believe that.
Greyhound's pretty nice though, but depending.
Yeah.
But I really like Amtrak. We got off topic.
Why didn't you drive?
Because I drove up with Catherine.
Oh,
Because I left my car there, so I had to go back down.
I got you.
Also, I kind of like doing work
Yeah,
while I'm traveling instead of
yeah,
just driving and listening to music. I could probably do it now. I drove half the way.
yeah.
That's another conversation.
Yeah.
I'm watching a lot of TV shows right now,
What
and
shows,
there's already
what shows have you finished exactly?
like
is-
years ago. I want to restart. I want to rewatch some stuff too because a long time ago I watched and finished The Office and like Parks and Rec and all of these shows. I'm constantly rewatching Friends and Psych because I love those shows and those are my comfort shows.
Hannah would be happy.
I know Friends is a good
Yeah.
comfort show to me because it's just like we're all hanging out
Yeah, it's
and we're all funny
yeah.
and attractive and we can all afford this really expensive apartment.
It was the
Somehow.
90s.
It's not just the 90s, it's fictional. But also she
the
she
90s.
got the apartment in like a will or something. I don't know.
That's true.
All right, anybody else have any enough about me? Does anybody else have anything else about
Nah.
what they've been watching?
Well, all right, then I'm glad we've all been watching some really good stuff. Now, moving on to our first discussion, Apple TV has officially announced the renewal of Ted Lasso for a 4th season, and this upcoming season will pivot a new narrative focusing on Ted Lasso coaching a women's football team. John Sudeikis will reprise his role as Ted Lasso and continue as an executive producer. The announcement was made during Sudeikis' appearance on the New Heights podcast with Jason and Travis Kelce. While Sudeikis' return is confirmed, the participation of other main cast members remain uncertain. Notably, the role of Ted's son Henry is being recast. As of now, no official premiere date has been announced. So, how are we feeling about this announcement?
Was it Apple TV?
Yeah,
It is Apple TV.
It's Apple TV.
Which
Or
we haven't.
Amazon, who was losing like.
It's Apple TV. I was actually just about to bring that up.
Yeah.
Because Apple TV, and we're not going to talk about this
Yeah.
at all, so I'm fine talking about it right now. Apple TV came out, or somebody came out and said Apple TV is losing like $1 billion
Yeah.
a year
Yeah.
from its TV production,
Yeah.
as opposed to when it didn't have Apple TV, which I guess is going to happen. It's not originally a film and TV production department or thing.
Yeah.
Right.
They also aren't doing like a traditional, like all their stuff is going straight to streaming.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to talk about this later
Yeah.
with another topic and another discussion later on in the show. But they don't like Peacock has been very good about like, oh, we're going to release The Tonight Show
Yeah.
on NBC. And then a day or two later, that episode is going to come out on Peacock.
Yeah.
And like the same thing with movies. Wicked, great example, was in theaters, had a theatrical release, made a lot of money,
Yeah. Of course.
and is now on Peacock. And Apple TV isn't doing that. I think that's a big reason why they're losing money. Also, those guys don't really. I mean, there are some people there that are TV people and movie people. For the most part, they're tech people, and they don't really understand how to run a TV department. And also,
it's Apple.
I mean, Apple is. I know Apple is one of the most like one of the richest companies in the world, and I am a big part of that.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But-
oh, yeah.
Yeah, I too.
Like
I'm a big part of
Apple
giving them their money.
Love my iPhone.
But you only have so much. There's only so much money to go around.
Yeah.
It is shocking they're losing that much money.
They could
But
afford it though, no?
they can. It's just
Maybe.
$1 billion is a lot of money.
Not for Apple.
In general, it is, and
Yeah.
I'm hoping it's for Apple.
and any smart businessman or woman is looking at it and being like, "Hey,
Yeah.
that's a lot of money we're losing. How are we going to recoup that?"
Yeah.
Which could have some consequences down the road for maybe like the next iPhone or MacBook, which is already rising in prices than it used to, and that's a big part of inflation.
Yeah,
and
that's true.
whatever, and just natural materials in general. So yeah, that's a fun, interesting thing that came out. Is just Apple TV is losing a lot of money, or Apple in general is losing a lot of money because of Apple TV. Does anybody have any thoughts though about Ted Lasso?
No.
Season 4. You don't.
No.
That's great, Mike. You're very good at yes and.
I know.
I'm not gonna be any help either. I have yet to watch Ted Lasso, unfortunately.
This is gonna be a quick show, I'm assuming. Ted Lasso. You need to watch Ted Lasso.
No, I probably do. Yeah.
Ted Lasso is one of my favorite shows of all time.
Oh.
It is so funny.
Michael
It's a
Albert
dramedy.
approval.
It's a dramedy.
I think I've seen a few clips.
It's very funny.
It's already very funny to me. Like
It's
the
already
few
very
things I've
funny.
seen.
It's like, have you seen The Bear? It's
briefly-
nothing like The Bear.
I mean, I assume it's
But-
nothing like, The Bear is very
So
intense.
you know
yeah.
how The Bear is a dramedy, quote unquote.
Right.
It's like The Bear, but if The Bear were more of a comedy than a drama.
I see.
If that makes any sense.
No.
Genre-wise.
Genre-wise, yeah. No, I see what you're.
They have
putting down.
nothing to do with each other other than the fact that they're both streaming shows.
I kind of want a Bear and Ted Lasso crossover.
And won a lot of Emmys like 2 years ago. I'm kind of against it, and here's why. Ted Lasso season 3 wrapped so nicely.
Really?
It was I think honestly perfect storybook ending. Closed very nicely.
What was it?
He kind of decided to they won. I think they won the championship for whatever league they're in soccer.
Ah, I see.
Premier League. They won, or at least got very close to winning, or whatever.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh my God, we're finally a good team. The underdogs, we're the winners. Yay, Mighty Ducks, whatever.
Yeah.
And then he was like, hey, I need to go back home and be with my wife who's trying to divorce me and my son.
That's nice.
So he goes back home and like reconciles with his wife and is with his son, who just said is going to get recast.
Right,
That's probably
yeah.
because if it's going to be in Kansas, he's going to have a bigger role. And that kid was probably only signed on to do a certain amount of episodes. So they're going to get somebody who is more of a trained actor who is going to be on there for a good 10-ish episode season.
It's always jarring when they.
It's always a contract thing.
Yeah.
It's always money.
No, it does. Even though it's like money, it's always jarring when like an actor has to be.
Absolutely.
Like our character has to switch actors. I can't think of like.
Do you know what one of my favorite ones of those is?
What?
In Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Oh no.
When they changed the mom. And
Oh,
DJ Jazzy Jeff. I forgot his character's name. My mom's gonna text me right now and be like, his name is Jeff or whatever.
My name is Jeff.
He just he looks at her and is like, Aunt Viv, you look good. And he just straight up acknowledges it, and then Will Smith gives a look to the camera.
Oh,
it's
no.
so fun. That show is so good at breaking the fourth wall.
Yeah.
It's so funny. I love when they do stuff like that, though, in
Yeah.
any show, of just kind of acknowledging that there was a change.
Yeah.
This isn't an example of that, but it is an example of an actor looking different. They added the snow monster. It's one of my favorite Star Wars fun facts. They added the snow monster in Empire Strikes Back because Mark Hamill got into a car crash and needed plastic surgery.
Oh, yeah.
So that's why they were like, we're just going to have the snow monster mess up his face. And that's why he looks a little different.
Yeah.
So that's a great fun fact for me.
I mean, I think that's clever for sure.
It's so clever.
Yeah.
And it's a great part of the movie, too, because it's like Luke is learning how to use the Force, and that's why he needs to go to Dagobah and whatever. So it adds to the story, even though it wasn't originally in the script until either he or somebody hit him with a car or whatever. I don't know. I wasn't alive in 1970 whenever that movie was made.
You're not that old?
1977.
Our friend Caitlin Takes yesterday said to me, I keep on forgetting you're 21. For some reason, just you seem older to me, like 24, 25. And I took that as a compliment, but if I were in my 40s, I would take offense to that. If she said, you're 41, but you look 45, I'd be like, thanks.
I joke with my friends who are like 20, like, haha, you're old, and I'm 21, so I can't really say much about that.
That's
Yeah.
hilarious.
Everyone gets their time.
I got a text.
Oh, he's
That's
checking
so
text
funny.
on air.
I
What?
thought it was my dad. It was. I got a text from a friend. Yeah, but I think a lot of people are going to give hate. Getting back on topic, to oh my god, it's a women's team. I think that's awesome. I think, dude, I was having this conversation about women's hockey yesterday with our friend Jamie, who's a friend of the show. Actually, not friend of the show. She's on the show. She's on the show.
Wow. Okay.
I'm dumb. About women's hockey and how much I love women's hockey. Soccer is just dumb hockey.
What?
I hate soccer. We should get that in there. I hate soccer.
Okay.
I
I'm
hate
like,
soccer.
what?
I hate soccer.
That's like the most
I
crude way
love
of putting it.
broadcasting. I love broadcasting soccer.
Okay.
I hate actual soccer.
Why?
Because the rules are dumb.
Well, they're not American rules originally, I guess, but like.
No, it's the field is too big. There's not enough scoring. I follow on the Apple Sports app the New York City Soccer Club or Football Club, whatever it's called. And I got one notification. There was a goal for the other team. That's all that happened. It's like a 2-hour game.
Yeah.
Nothing happens. The rules are stupid. Whatever.
Except
but
when there's a goal, they shout goal.
Yes, that is fun. And Ted Lasso makes soccer seem so much better.
Yeah.
My only real so I'm excited because women's soccer is really like rougher than the men's sport.
Really?
Yeah, women's sports, they are much tougher than the men. And like men are beasts.
Yeah.
These women can mess you up. So
Really?
So I'm kind of pumped because I think it's just going to be, I'm interested what characters are going to be there.
Okay.
I just don't want there to be another season because I think season 3 ended so nicely, and I don't like when shows just keep on going for the sake of it's popular.
Yeah.
Right.
And I think Ted Lasso is probably one of the best shows of the century.
Okay.
And we've had a lot of great shows. It's definitely one of the best shows of the decade. Maybe one of the best top 100 in the century.
Yeah.
And there's been a lot of good shows in just the 25 years
So
of this.
will you be
year.
watching season 4?
I will. Another thing before we move on is a big part of Ted Lasso and the character. The character started the character was just a character that Jason Sudeikis did before it was a show.
Oh.
He did it for like some commercial for FIFA. And
I
the
see
whole
that.
point is he's an American
Yeah.
in England.
Yeah.
Now he's an American in America. So that whole part of the bit is not there. So it's whatever. Does anybody else have any thoughts, even though I just ranted for 10 minutes
I think you
about
put it
something?
the most eloquently.
I did. All right. Well, I'm sorry that everybody had to hear me rant about sports, I guess. Well, I'm for one, I'm excited to see what the next season has in store. We are now going to hand it over to our very good friend, Eyal Sir, to catch us up on some of the latest stories with our first news break.
Welcome to Entertainment News Break. I'm Eyal Tzor, and here are today's top stories. Stranger Things actress Sadie Sink will join the MCU in the upcoming Spider-Man 4 film. However, it remains unclear what role she will play. Many details regarding the fourth Spider-Man film are currently being kept under wraps. There are some theories on who the actress could be playing, a popular one being Mary Jane Watson. Zendaya does play a character named MJ or Michelle Jones Watson. This would leave room for Sink to play Mary Jane Watson, the version of MJ that fans are familiar with from the comics and other Spider-Man adaptations. Spider-Man 4 is currently scheduled to hit theaters on July 31st, 2026. The latest Toxic Adventure trailer has just dropped. It promises a mix of campy and gory content that will shock and intrigue audiences. The newest trailer starts with a commercial for the in-universe fast food restaurant Miss Meat. In it, several sexual puns about food are shown off before a news broadcast interrupts to discuss a hostage situation at the restaurant. We're then treated to a better look at the Toxic Avenger, who walks into Miss Meat and confronts one of the armed men. Holding a mop, the Toxic Avenger promptly knocks half of the armed man's jaw off, showing how brutal the upcoming unrated movie will be. The Toxic Avenger remake is set to release on August 29th, 2025. Simpsons fans rejoice after Disney Plus announced a new stream dedicated to airing the cartoon 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. The special channel will air 781 episodes chronologically, which amounts to approximately 300 hours of the internationally beloved family. According to the Walt Disney Company, the stream will be refreshed monthly and only available to premium subscribers. The Simpsons showrunner Matt Selman added that the platform will air Simpsons Marathon all day, every day. No matter when you tune in, this ultimate Simpsons binge will be there. Adam Sandler will prize one of his most memorable roles from the 90s in Happy Gilmore 2, which will be released on Netflix this summer. The film's been in development at the streaming service for a while, and now we have our first look at the sequel in the form of a brief teaser, which gives us a first taste of what's to come. Happy Gilmore 2 continues the deal between Sandler and Netflix, which keeps the two in business together, producing movies led by 5-time Emmy nominee like Murder Mystery, Hustle, and Spaceman. And that's all for this news break. Stay tuned for more news later in the show.
Okay, come and get me.
You okay?
I'm trying to get abducted by aliens.
Elio!
Skipping school!
I don't know if this is boundary testing or sleep regression or... Which one of these is you?
I don't know, but I think that one is you.
My son, are you prepared to become the greatest war machine in the universe?
I don't know.
Your life isn't up there, Elio. You need to make friends.
I just want to belong somewhere. So if any aliens are listening, please come and get me. Okay, bye. I love you. It's really happening.
We search the universe for the dreamers and stargazers like you.
This is awesome!
Are you gonna eat me?
What? Ew. Oh, no. My name's Elio. What's your name? No one's ever asked me my name before. I'm Glorden.
Back home, I didn't fit in.
I thought Earth was the problem. But what if it's me?
Well, I like you, and you seem fine to me. I never had a friend before.
Me neither.
Up top.
I am Grygon, prepared to be conquered.
But I just got here.
Perhaps one of us could talk to Lord Grygon.
I am shy.
I'll do it.
What a heroic figure.
I'm finally fitting in, and now Grygon's gonna blow everyone up. My friends need our help.
You made a friend?
Just give me a call.
You will feel my wrath. Glorden?
Hi, Dad. I'm a bargaining chip.
No, say the other thing.
Oh, help me, Father.
Quiet, you.
What is that unholy sound? Stop!
These are the lava tunnels.
Gordon, I am not fireproof.
Why didn't you say something?
Gordon!
Just get in my mouth.
It's actually kind of comfy in here.
It is? I've never been in there.
That was a trailer for Pixar's latest film, Elio, courtesy of Disney Pixar. Scheduled to debut in theaters on June 20th, 2025, the story centers on Elio, an 11-year-old boy who feels out of place on Earth. His life takes an unexpected turn when he is mistakenly abducted by aliens and proclaimed the intergalactic ambassador for our planet. The narrative follows Elio's journey as he navigates the universe filled with eccentric extraterrestrial beings, forging new friendships and facing formidable challenges. The film explores themes of identity, belonging, and self-discovery, all wrapped up in a cosmic adventure. The voice cast features Jonas Cabriab as Elio and Zoe Saldana as his aunt Olga. The trailer showcases Pixar's signature blend of heartfelt storytelling and stunning animation, offering a glimpse into a vibrant and imaginative universe that promises to captivate audience for all ages. So what do we think of the trailer? Are we excited to see the movie?
I think this is a return to Pixar.
I honestly think so too.
Yeah,
I saw
I
the
guess.
trailer and I was very pleasantly surprised.
I like it. I wrote some notes down while we were listening. I don't know why I didn't do this when I watched the trailer initially, but we were just listening to it. I think I'm a bargaining chip is so funny.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's a kid.
That's such a good line, and just kids saying cute, like funny things like that is always going to be amazing.
Cute, funny, sometimes disturbing.
So funny. Yeah, but like that's there's another movie like that. That's I think is a Pixar movie where a little kid says something that's super disturbing, and it's so funny.
I think I'm forgetting it though.
There's a couple moments like that in Moana too. Moana as well, not Moana 2. Moana, the first one as well. By the way, that movie came out in 2016. The first Moana.
I feel old.
It's 2025. Yeah. Anyway. Also, I love that they had "Don't Stop Me Now."
Yeah.
I'm a big Queen fan.
Well, yeah.
Big Queen fan. I thought it worked very, very well. Matched the tone very nicely. And it's a great song. Yeah. What do you think, Ayala?
I think it's like you said, return to Pixar. Well, I'm gonna be a bit of a devil's advocate. I'm not gonna get my hopes too up because obviously Pixar has had a little bit of a track record problem. But I do enjoy how it looks. I think it has already made me laugh. The one issue I have with they introduce the supposed main villain already, right? With and the main plot.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I'm Grygon. That's not the actual voice. We're diving into something else. Yeah. It's my one gripe with it, but as long as it makes me, it's supposed to be a Pixar film, right? It's supposed to make you feel I think I forget, is Soul a Pixar film? I completely forget.
Yes.
Yes. So that's the last
a movie.
That's the last.
Can I say something crazy?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
When I first saw that movie, I didn't like it.
Really?
And then it aged like fine wine for me.
Yeah. I actually really enjoyed it the first time I saw it. So that's the last Pixar film that made me feel really really something. I almost cried at one point. Almost. I don't cry.
I don't either, actually.
Do you want to know what movie broke me?
What? Oh, you're laughing.
It's so funny. I used to not cry at movies, and then a movie from 2019 broke me.
What?
Does anybody want to guess? Because it's kind of funny.
I have a hint.
2019 movie. I can't give you a hint. That's not too big.
Dang.
It's a movie that was a sequel, a part 2 to a movie.
That is very vague.
It really is.
It really is.
It's not.
No, that's vague.
I'll just tell you, it was Avengers Endgame.
Oh,
dude,
broke me. I used to not cry for movies and TV shows, and then Avengers
Everyone
Endgame.
cried at the end of that.
No, it's fine.
I cried at the end of
Well,
that.
because I grew up with Iron Man.
Oh.
Like, the MCU is my childhood, and
Yeah.
then you see him. Sorry for a spoiler from a movie that's like 7 years old at this point.
You should watch it.
Everybody watch Avengers Endgame. It's one of my favorites.
I actually, you know what? I have a similar story too. This was the night before my senior year of high school, not college. I'm a junior. And I was watching Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
Yeah.
And the ending of it, Yondu's funeral, I started bawling.
Oh my God.
I've already seen the movie.
He's so good in that film. I love that movie, by the way. The soundtrack's amazing. Michael Rooker is so good in that movie. And he it's like right after he has the line like, he might have been your father, but he wasn't your daddy.
He wasn't your daddy.
It's, oh my God,
That's such a good line.
It's such a good line. And James Gunn, amazing director, amazing writer.
Absolutely.
I'm so excited to see what he does with Superman and the whole DCU.
You think he's gonna run the DCU?
He is running the DCU.
Oh,
he's
he
in
is
charge
now?
of DC Studios.
I thought that was like a thing that hasn't happened yet. Oh,
No, I mean, it hasn't come out yet. The first movie. Well, Creature Commandos came out.
I like Creature Commandos. Yeah.
So he did that. Anyway, Elio.
We're getting a little off topic.
We're getting off topic. This is the off-topic show, guys.
Right. So I actually am a little. I forget who's the Olga character that Zoe Saldana is actually playing. Hold on. This is me not looking it up.
I think it looks good. I like the premise. It's a little out there, but I think it's very creative and very imaginative. And I think if you're a little kid seeing this film, you also want to go to space. Every little kid. I was obsessed with space when I was a kid.
Oh, I think everyone was.
Everybody was. All little boys, even little girls. Everybody obsessed with space when they were kids. And
I liked
want to meet
dinosaurs
aliens
when I was a kid. But okay.
What were you? What?
I liked the dinosaurs when I was a kid.
Every little kid likes dinosaurs.
Space,
Dinosaurs, space, trains.
For some kids, horses.
Nah, man.
Trains. Like that.
Trains.
Yeah. Trains is just no diversity.
Thanks, Mike.
Yeah.
It's okay.
It's not like I had almost every Thomas the Tank Engine when I was 2.
All of us did.
Anyway, no, I think it looks great. I think there are going to be a lot of little kids who love this film just because of its whole thing with space and aliens. And I think Pixar learned a little bit from Lightyear on what to do and not to do with that kind of like sci-fi genre.
Yeah.
And I'm excited. I think it's going to look great.
And it looks great, yeah.
And I think it's just going to be a really fun adventure. Obviously, we're not going to know until June. This movie comes out after I graduate, and that's scary.
Why?
You can't talk about it on the screening room.
I can't.
No.
Actually, none of us will because nobody's here in June.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm excited. I think it looks really great, and I think it's gonna do well. I don't know if it's gonna win an Oscar, but it'll definitely be nominated. We won't feel robbed like we were with Inside Out 2, but it'll definitely be up there. I think it's gonna be great.
Yes.
Yeah.
What?
Anything else, guys?
No, I'm all right. What else?
You have no other thoughts on this movie?
On this movie? Yeah. No.
All right. Well, Elio, I think Elio looks really great, and I will definitely see it when it comes out on June 20th, 2025. We are now going to hand it back over to Ayal with another news break.
And we're back for another news break. Here are some more top stories. Stewart fails to save the universe. A new Big Bang Theory spin-off extends the trend of every spin-off being named after its main characters, following in the footsteps of young Sheldon and its offshoot, Georgie and Mandy's first marriage. In the spin-off, Stewart is joined by his girlfriend Denise, Bert Kibler, and Barry Kripke. Because the series is still awaiting a green light, the quartet has not been formally cast, but has town holding deals with WB-TV to star in the spin-off once it's picked up. Disney and Pixar are returning to the land of the dead for Coco 2. Disney CEO Bob Iger announced the follow-up film during the company's annual shareholder meeting. The sequel, which is in early development, is slated for a theatrical release in 2029. Plot details have yet to be revealed. The Golden Ticket, an all-new competition series inspired by Wonka's bold and imaginative universe, is coming to Netflix. A group of lucky contestants will have the chance to step into the whimsical wonderland, and to enter, you'll need a coveted golden ticket. Players will have to adapt and strategize to achieve sweet success in this high-stakes social experiment, as a golden ticket only gets you so far. The filming location and premiere date for the Golden Ticket will be announced at a later date. The Apple TV workplace thriller Severance has been renewed for a Season 3. This news comes only a day after the jaw-dropping finale of Season 2, which answered some questions and left us with many more. It's confirmed we won't have to wait 3 years to see more of what Mark S. and the rest of the Severed Floor get up to next time. And that's all for this news break. Now let's get back to the movies.
All right.
Thank you, Elio. That was really great. Great job as always. You sent me it, and I was like, this is good. I had almost no notes, so you did very well. We're very fortunate here at Screening Room to have some really great writers.
I'm a great writer.
So good job.
All right, so moving on. So Bong Joon-ho's latest film, Mickey 17, came out earlier this month, and our very own Donovan Ellis checked it out and shared his thoughts in a feature he calls "Recounting the Praise of Mickey 17."
For those of you who may be looking for some sci-fi satire or simply can't get enough of Robert Pattinson like me, the Screening Room recommends Mickey 17. Ironically, coming out on March 7th, this R-rated sci-fi comedy from Korean director Bong Joon-ho focuses on a near future where humanity has gone spaceward bound. And in this cold vacuum full of endless unknowns, our titular Mickey happens to be an expendable, a person tasked with executing dangerous tasks on dangerous worlds for the good of his community. It's a thankless job that often risks life and limb. Luckily for Mickey though, he has an infinite number of them, as being expendable entails having himself be cloned and updated on his memories after he dies while assuming the same task another day. With such a perfect system, we don't have to wait long to see what could go wrong, as Mickey 17 finds himself surviving a dangerous encounter, only to find Mickey 18 waiting for him in his room. Realizing this dynamic duo of doubles is as good as gone if they are caught by their superiors, Mickey 17/18 plus their girlfriend Nasha must now dart around the ship and try to survive. Overall, this film is a constantly moving puzzle piece of fun characters and even more fun situations. Of course, this may be due to the pristine cast of the movie. Robert Pattinson's range never ceases to surprise me as he portrays two completely different people sharing the same face, but he's still fighting great performances from Steven Yeun, Naomi Aki, Tony Soletti, and main antagonist Mark Ruffalo. Between this cast and the comedic premise, I never felt the 2-hour and 17-minute runtime of the flick. Of course, if all that isn't enough for you, I'd stick around for the film's commentary. Mickey 17's main setting involves a weathered spaceship ruled by a selfish and incompetent elite as they drop down on the icy tundra of the planet Niflheim. A planet which isn't as lonely as one may suggest, as the crew finds themselves an army of aliens called Creepies. With the survival of two species on the line, Niflheim offers a fun backdrop for Mickey 17 to give off a heightened but nevertheless realistic form of critique of the dangers of both imperialism and capitalism, thus forcing us to ask a pivotal question. Is Mickey just a numbered cog in a machine doomed to fail? Or is he Mickey Barnes, a man with a soul now cleaved in two? If you want to find an answer to this pressing question, then I very much recommend the movie, whether or not be through streaming or theaters. Nevertheless, in a sea of great films, Bong Joon-ho's sci-fi not-so-epic is a must-watch and instant marker for the spring season. With that though, I think I'll wrap things up here. My name is Donovan Ellis of the Screening Room, and I hope to be back telling you about all the films I see this year. After all, there's always more stories to tell.
All right.
Well, thank you, Donovan. We are now going to go to our final discussion of the morning with the underwhelming performance of Netflix's recent blockbuster, The Electric State. A discussion has been reignited about the company's distribution strategy. Critics argue that bypassing theatrical releases may limit a film's cultural impact and financial success, suggesting that traditional box office runs can enhance visibility and revenue. However, Netflix maintains its focus on streaming, with co-CEO Ted Sarandos stating there is no change at all to our theatrical strategy. So, what are our thoughts on blockbusters and movies in general going straight to streaming as opposed to releasing in theaters first? We kind of talked about, we mentioned this a little bit earlier in the show. I'm going to extend this to TV episodes going straight to streaming,
right?
As opposed to going on cable or network before. So how do we feel about this? This is something that came up right after COVID ended. People couldn't go to theaters.
Right, of course.
A lot of people at the Oscars kind of said this a lot actually too recently about like everybody go to the theaters. There's nothing like it. It's so good for movies.
Yeah, of course.
So how do we feel about this?
I mean,
radio major.
Actually, best I know is that thing that happened with like AMC where like you get like free stubs.
Oh yeah, the rewards points. That's right.
Yeah, which I think is a good. I mean, they were doing that before, but I think it's definitely kind of a like a push. What word am I looking for? Incentivizer.
Yes.
To get people to go to the theaters.
Yeah.
At some point, if I had more time and more money, I would do that.
Yeah, of course.
I'm bad at watching movies.
Yeah,
I'm a bad film major, guys.
That's why you're writing for the screen though.
I'm basically film and TV.
Yeah. Movies, right?
Movies. We love movies. We're the screening room. We're a movie, TV, radio, music, and just entertainment in general show on Sundays at 10 a.m. Only here in WRHU, Radio Hofstra University.
Yeah.
I'm promoting our show on our show.
I mean, heck yeah, why not? It's the
this is a
call to action or whatever, you know? But anyway, Netflix Blockbusters. So, I mean, I think the streaming thing is just probably like easier, maybe, because there's always like contracts and like commercials or whatever, and then like if the parent company just like owns like the streaming platform, then like that's just like way easier.
Yeah,
maybe than
you're
like
saying it's easier for the business.
Yeah.
I kind of get that.
At least that's my idea. Yeah.
I kind of understand that just because from a distribution standpoint,
right?
It's definitely easier, and the greedy businesses, at least the business strategy would be, hey, come watch this movie. You can watch this movie that we all made, plus all of these TV shows for $20 a month.
Yeah, exactly.
And everybody's going to do it because, hey, we also stream the Thanksgiving Day Parade.
Yeah.
And we also stream these sporting events that you can only watch here.
Yeah.
And so that's also like the whole streaming wars things comes and like.
Yeah, exactly.
These businesses getting rights to things, being greedy and whatever. And I'm kind of on the side of everything should. Well, let's start with movies. Movies, I love the way they did it with Wicked.
Okay.
Wicked just came out on Peacock yesterday.
Oh, yeah, really?
Yes, came out on Peacock yesterday. Oh. It came out in theaters in October. November.
Somewhere around that time.
November. Catherine was home. It was November. That was what, 5 months ago?
It's March now, so about.
Yeah, about 5 months ago. I like that strategy. I like you have it out in theaters for a certain amount of time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think usually movies are in theaters for about 3 months ish.
Yeah.
And I think once it's not in theaters anymore, you make a lot of box office money. Because I think movies in general just make more money in the box office.
Right.
In general. Because you're going to make more money off of my family of 4 spending, $60. That's a lot of money, but $60 on like popcorn and tickets and all of that stuff and good seats and whatever, versus me paying $20 a month to go see this movie plus all this other content. So it's also theaters. Going to the theater is such a great experience.
No, I was about to say, like, I always love going to theaters and like seeing like the film I'm so excited for, like on the big screen, whether it's good or bad. Going to the theater is always.
It's a fun time. Like for me, it's a great like bonding thing with my dad,
Yeah.
going to see movies.
Right, of course.
Some good memories there from my childhood going to see Marvel movies and Star Wars and whatever. But like, you don't really get that with streaming. There's not that like connection you have with people,
I can
but
see
also
that.
just like going out and like having a good time. Like it's an event going to the theater, and you don't really get that just sitting in my room watching something. And a TV is different. This is really just movies with Blockbusters. So are we kind of all on the same page of, yeah, Blockbusters should go in theaters, or are we more on the streaming side?
I mean, I can go either way, really.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, we know like streaming is it's more convenient, but it's also a little more hurtful for the box office.
Yes.
And, like, some
Yeah,
of,
of
and, like
course.
some of the people who actually do produce the movie.
My only big proponent for streaming is I can pause it when I want
Right.
to, when I
Yeah.
have to go to the bathroom.
Oh my god.
Or when I need a drink or a snack or something.
Yeah,
So
of
it's more
course.
convenient, but like at the same time, the movie theater has a better sound system than I do.
It does.
It's a
yeah.
bigger
Unless-
screen.
unless-
I
You
have a
to
big
sit
TV, but
in
that's
the
a bigger
middle,
screen.
Though, for
Yes,
the
so that's
best
true, and
audio.
I'm very,
Oh my god. What?
I'm very pretentious about that.
Really?
I'm such a snob for movie theater seats.
Oh my God.
I need to be in the middle.
Yeah.
I'm like, I will watch a movie if I'm not in the middle.
Right.
I need to be in the middle.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
like, it's a better experience if I'm in the middle. Like when I went to go see Falcon and Winter Soldier, not
Yeah.
Falcon and Winter Soldier, that's a TV show, Captain America: Brave New World.
Yeah.
I needed to sit in the middle, and I was
Yeah.
like, we're sitting in the middle, and I sat in the middle. It was a better experience than I would on the side.
Yeah.
No, I'm a big snob for that, but yeah, I think everything going to kind of TV shows obviously it's going to be a different experience because
Right.
TV is kind of more meant to be
Like on
the TV
in
screen at home.
Yeah, yeah.
Exactly. But I still think that, you know, Georgie and Mandy's first wedding, we mentioned a little bit earlier.
Marriage, not wedding.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Is
I liked it. Yeah.
a great TV show. That's streaming on CBS.
Oh.
On
That's
CBS.
why you-
It's coming out on CBS. The channel.
I watched it on like Hulu.
Exactly.
And
then
I
it's
only-
coming out on Hulu like the day later.
Yeah.
I think that's
I was like, I
like that.
they
yeah.
like I can't watch past like episode like 6. Like it won't like allow me. I don't know why.
I think they only came out with that many.
No, they are more.
Okay, well I don't
Yeah,
know.
exactly.
I don't know a lot about that show.
It's a very good show.
I like that strategy though of we're gonna air this day and then like a couple days later it's gonna come to streaming that episode. Or they used to do this with the Arrowverse shows back in the day when the CW was actually a thing.
Oh.
Throwing that awful channel under the bus. Watch Whose Line Is It Anyway, the only show on that network right now worth watching.
Ooh, burn. What? Who said that?
They used to do like Legends of Tomorrow, a great example of they do the entire season and then like a month later it would come to Netflix. And I kind of like that because it would still go to streaming and then you can binge it. But I think just for the anticipation, and some channels are doing this. Like I think we were talking about not Succession.
Severance.
Yeah. I keep on getting the S shows mixed up. The 3-syllable S shows. I texted Ayal yesterday, like, hey, let's talk about Severance. But I said Succession.
So I was a little
and he
confused.
was really confused because season 3 of
Succession
Succession
already
came out. Yeah, already ended. Season 3 came out
Right.
in like 2019.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I meant Severance. I said the wrong show because they're so similar sounding. Very different shows.
Very different.
But both wear suits.
Yeah.
But Severance, I like what they did. And they're doing the same with White Lotus.
Right.
They're doing it weekly. It's
Yeah.
not just all, here's the show. And they're doing it with Daredevil as well.
Yeah.
Some I know like some certain shows like Amazon shows like they release like the first couple of episodes
I can see that.
1 week and then like they'll go back to like weekly releases.
Yes. They're doing something interesting like that for Andor, where they're releasing like 2 episodes or 3 episodes at a time for like a month or 2, which is weird, but it's very interesting. That's a great show, and I'm very excited for that to come back. But yeah, so before we move on, what are our final thoughts on should Blockbusters go straight to streaming or spend a couple months in the theaters and then go to streaming?
I think just spending a couple months like
Yeah.
fermenting in the theaters, I think that might be the better way to go. Of course, I'm not a movie studio, so I don't have any say in the decisions. But like I personally, as the consumer, I'll say like, hey,
Yes.
I'm okay with waiting just a little bit before I watch it back at home.
Right.
I would agree.
Yeah.
I think there's that part of, hey, spend less money, but like at the same time, it's an experience.
Yeah.
And you need to fund
you
and give
pay
money to the entertainment that you love.
Please.
Exactly, it's the experience, and you're also giving money to the industry
Right.
and to the people and to the art that
Yeah.
you are consuming.
Yeah.
It's like going to a restaurant. You're tipping the waitress.
Yeah.
You're giving money to the chefs and to the restaurant because
Yeah.
you had a great time and you enjoyed the food, but also you have to because you ate there. But
Yeah.
you know what I mean.
It's a contract.
Yeah.
More or less, actually.
Well, will definitely be a topic to debate for years to come, and it'll be interesting to see how it develop in the future. So there's always so many new things coming out to watch, and it's hard to keep track of it. So our very own host, Michael Albright, went over the movies and TV shows coming soon with Tune In This Week.
Welcome to Tune In This Week. I'm Michael Albrecht. Let's take a look at what's coming to screens this week. The Studio is an upcoming comedy series on Apple TV+, created by Seth Rogen, Evan Goldberg, Peter Hayek, Alex Gregory, and Frida Perez. The show stars Rogen as Matt Rumrick, the newly appointed head of Continental Studios, who grapples with balancing corporate demands and creative ambitions in a rapidly evolving film industry. The ensemble cast includes Catherine O'Hara, Ike Baranowitz, Chase Sway Wanders, and Catherine Hahn, with guest appearances by Bryan Cranston, Rebecca Hall, Paul Dano, Zac Efron, Ron Howard, Zoe Kravitz, Martin Scorsese, and more. The first 2 episodes premiere on March 26, 2025, with new episodes released weekly on Wednesdays through May 21st, 2025. Mid-Century Modern is a upcoming Hulu comedy series premiering on March 28th, 2025, with all 10 episodes available for streaming. The narrative centers on 3 lifelong gay friends, Bunny, Jerry, and Arthur, played by Nathan Lane, Matt Bomer, and Nathan Lee Graham. The 3 friends, following an unexpected death, choose to spend their last years cohabitating in Palm Springs. The ensemble cast also features guest appearances by Pamela Adlon, Jesse Tyler Ferguson, and Rhea Perlman. Death of a Unicorn is a dark comedy horror film directed by Alex Sharfman, scheduled for theatrical release on March 28, 2025. The narrative follows Elliot Kittner, played by Paul Rudd, and his daughter Ridley, played by Jenna Ortega, who, while en route to a retreat, accidentally strike and kill a unicorn. At the retreat of Elliot's employer, billionaire Odell Leopold, played by Richard E. Grant, the discovery of the unicorn's mystical properties leads to exploitation, inciting the wrath of the creature's vengeful parents. The ensemble cast also includes Will Poultier, Tia Leone, Anthony Kerrigan, Sunita Mounty, Jessica Hines, and Steve Park. The Woman in the Yard is a psychological horror film directed by Joami Corrette Serra and is set for theatrical release on March 28, 2025. The narrative follows Ramona, a woman grieving from the loss of her husband after a car accident, as she cares for their children, a 14-year-old son and a 6-year-old daughter, alone in their rural farmhouse. Their lives take a chilling turn when a mysterious woman in black appears in their yard, leading to unsettling events. Along with those releases, ABC is set to premiere the 7th and final season of The Conners on March 26, 2025 at 8 p.m., concluding the story from the original sitcom Roseanne. And that's what's coming to screens this week. Make sure to check back each week And that's what's coming to screens this week. Make sure to check back each week to see what's coming to a screen near you.
All right.
Well, thank you both for being here today. That is going to wrap up this week's show. Thank you all for tuning in. Thank you two for being here and talking about entertainment with me. Always one of the best parts of the week. Do not forget to follow us on Instagram at Screening Room WRHU. And to stay up to date, and be sure to tune in to our show every Sunday at 10 a.m. only here on 88.7 FM Radio, Hofstra University. But until then, we'll see you at the movies. Have a great week, everyone.
Bye, everybody.
Way back in high school when she was a good Christian, I used to know her, but she's got a new best friend. A drag queen named the Virgin Mary takes confessions. She's a 90s super